What is up, YouTube tube? Give me a second here. We got a sweet 2v2 game here that I just feel like I got to stream. Yeah. Yeah, we're streaming this because this is Legend Evil, one of the legends of StarCraft playing here. Not not gonna dodge today. Let me just spam this quickly. Can I do that? Alright, there we go. We got the stream live. We got the channel updated. Save. There we go. Okay, good. Now let me go to my video. Oh god. We're gonna cast in 1 second. I'm sorry I'm missing a lot of action, but I thought to do this whenever I go live. There we go. Okay, good. I fixed it. Alright, let me just spam that. And we're good to go. We're good to go. We're good to go. Okay. And alright, let's go. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so we have Teal, JdXi Teal, Pro Gosu, he's Fire Boo. And he is partnering Vulture, the current #1 1v1 player. They got PP, and it's I don't know. Yeah, it must have been PR versus White Legend Evil, who is a very Gosu player here. Let's see some of his micro going on. See how he defends this double P attack. That's never good. He'll be partnering Legend Gohan. I haven't seen much of him play, but all the Legend players are pretty good. So this should be a dandy of a match here. Evil getting back into a nice little corner here behind his bunker. He's going to say Afura. Don't know what language that is, but he is going to say that. Maybe run by and get the cannons here because he doesn't want to get cannon in. He knows that that will be a big problem. You do not want to lose map control. You want to be able to help your teammate and counterattack and have all those options available to you. So very nice of them to be able to run by all these zealots and actually kill that choke. These zealots aren't going to be able to get too much at home if these marines run into that bunker. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Should be able to defend that. These zealots might be able to take it down if they actually do commit to it and no repair happens, but these marines are going to come back to save it. These zealots weren't on a move right away. They were moving back, but Vulture is paying attention, is going to be able to pick off some of those marines. Meanwhile, down here we do have a zealot battle, Vulture and Gohan going at it. We have a very quick gas for Mr. JdX here. Probably going to go for some quick drops, maybe a quick DT to try to kill Legend Evil. Evil is going to throw down his command center here now that he made sure that he wasn't cannoned in, defended that. He's going to try to get his economy really going here. Vulture, since he, or not Vulture, Teal, since he took such a big risk of going gas, he's going to throw down his Nexus as well. I guess everyone now is getting into their Nexuses. Blue, you see down throwing down his triple. Vulture throwing down his as well. Marines and Zealots together are pretty good. We do see Vulture actually running by Blue here. This could be dangerous, that it did get by. They're not going to actually be able to team up, but a couple of Marines and Zealots here together are going to fight. And yeah, it's going to be real tough to hold on. He's going to need these cannons to get down, or else he is going to take significant damage. He sent his whole army over here to try to get Blue's main, which I don't think he's going to be able to get. Pretty good defense by Blue. He's going to pull the probes and make sure he gets a pretty good surround. It is getting low though. You can't lose that Nexus, but yeah, he is going to be able to hold that good D. Meanwhile, over here, he's going to try to hold on without any of his initial zealot, or without any of his zealots that he's been making all game, because he did go for that counterattack, which did not prove to be worth it. He got very close. I guess there was some more alive there. It was a very good attempt, and he defended very well there too, taking minimal damage, so good stuff all around. White transitioning into his factories now. He's going to get some tanks out. Teal is going to try to, again, to cannon him in. But Evil is going to see that and stim in here and try to take those out before they complete. Tons of Zealots now coming out for Gohan after he defended that. We can see the supply advantage is going to be actually 39-44. It's not actually that big. Vulture is massing up very nicely still, keeping up with blue. This is a very high level game. All these players very, very Gosu game here. Gosu stuff. It is a quick DT tech for Teal, so he's going to try to get some DTs up. There is only one scan, no engineering bay, and no starport done yet, so he's not going to have any detection. So if these DTs can get over there ASAP, and they can spread out and dodge those scans, they can do a lot of damage. 2 DTs popping out now. That's going to be the next big thing to hold on. The core just going down now for Vulture. He was really massing Zealots, and he's going to get his choke established to make sure. More cannons going down in the middle. That's always you always want to get map control in 2v2. That's very important. Let's see what these DTs do. That's not what he wants. He does not want to attack that, because now he's going to give away that there are DTs on the field. He wants... Maybe this isn't a bad idea, because if he does take out the whole army, yeah, but I think he wants to go into here before any detection goes down. He does have the science facility going down now, and he does have one scan. The first scan, he's nice dodge of the scan. That's very good. He's going to have one more scan up here soon. These cannons are going to go down to try to get some more detection for White. White is going to have to use that scan. He does have one scan left, but he wants to make sure that it's worth that these DTs are going to run back again. Very nice control from Teal, making sure that these scans don't kill him. The vessel is out now, so his time to get some damage done is running out. He needs to really micro these DTs. Not quite paying attention right at this second. He's making some gas, but he needs to be setting these DTs in to get some damage done. This cannon is almost going to be complete. Instead, he's going to run down here and choose to take out these cannons, I guess, which is not a bad idea at all. Oh, he's going to pick off the probe. That's smart. And he's going to take these out. Yeah, very nicely done. Not a bad decision. Blue does have another probe out here, knowing that it's very common to get picked off for its really high-level players. Yellow is expanding all the way up here, knowing that it's very likely that he's going to get cannoned in. I guess he did see that with Teal's DTs. Whoa, excuse me. Oh, so that main in the end is going to be a lot easier to pick off. Tango Obs Gover. Don't know what that means. Oh, maybe he needs observer. He's got observers, so let's go. That's what he's saying. Translated that. You're welcome, everybody. The vessel in here with the tanks and DTs are going to take out these cannons. The good job working together here. The Zealots are protecting the Marines, making sure that these no one can get a surround on them. They do have their army in a surround, but they're going to wait a bit more to try to spread this out and get a little bit more units in here. The supply 121.98. Gohan actually in the lead right now. He's been non-stop pumping into these 5 racks. Very nice stuff. Very good. And yeah, Mr. Legend Evil here, he's playing pretty solid too. He's got a nice tank and marine vessel army all sticking together. Good teamwork here, utilizing all of their units right now, making sure they're sticking together and working together very nicely, moving in slowly. These tanks are going to siege up pretty close to the main. They does not want that. Yeah, the Teal is going to target these tanks and try to take them out, but good protecting again, going to take that out. Yellow now coming in to try to do his best to save a nice little whatever that's called, protection shield there from the vessel there to keep that tank alive. All these tanks are going to be doing massive damage to these Dragoons that Teal has decided to go instead of the mass Zealots. Yellow is expanding up here, but he's not quite producing enough there to help out. These tanks Marines are set up, and it is going to be difficult to take them out, especially with these Zealots protecting them. Teal and Yellow on the ropes. PP, the early advantage was denied, and now they are really struggling in this mid game. The tanks moving closer and closer. They are going to be and take out half of Teal's workers. I don't know if that was the big half or not. If he can actually move over, that tank can reach the other side if he does a scan or something, or just move that vessel over there. But he can start picking away at this main, and that's not going to be able to save it. Yellow's not going to be able to save in time. Legends are going to take this game. Hopefully we get a rematch here, and yeah, good game. GG's called. Players. Oh, maybe Yellow's going to try to do it. Maybe we're going to see Vulture do the 2v. Oh no, he has a drop in here. That's what he wants to do. Sometimes it's nice to do this. Going to take out a lot of the workers, and if he gets this main, that would be very nice. This one Reaver is at a range of that very weak cannon. Not gonna be able to get the job done though. 250 health left, and there you go. He is gonna leave now. Counter drop coming in. Good stuff. Good stuff. Lots of players leaving. GG. Some good high level 2v2 player. Legend there. Both 200 APM. Good stuff. GG. See if we get another game. Jump into game 2 maybe here. GG. Go re. Maybe we'll get some more sheep. We'll see. They're just saying that, yeah, they didn't quite utilize those DTs as much as he could have. He had them on the edge, and he had a pretty big window where he could have. Only those 2 scans didn't do anything. He did really good dodging both of them, but DP and CR, no re. I'm not playing these random strategies. Maybe we'll get some ones. KO1. We're gonna join it. We're gonna join it. We are going to join it. I think he will hopefully not Jose me. Jose me, you know what I'm saying? Jump in this ob spot. This is gonna be a go-through game. Mr. Vulture, the #1 player versus Kokane, the he is 4 drones, the same player as 4 drones, the Korean Slayer. And yeah, I guess we're gonna see a 1v1 now. We are going to see, you know, a 1v1. I thought we were gonna see a bunch of 2v2s with Legend Evil there, but I guess Vulture didn't want to, and it's okay. They're just discussing that last game here. We're gonna get a Legend obs here. It's always, you never want to hear that after the game. That was the easiest win. But when you're obsing, it's always much easier. Dang, the Terran. The Terran was pretty good. Ooh, the Legend gets a ban, or he leaves at the last second. Alright, we're going to jump into this 1v1. We do have the #1 Vulture here, playing against 4 drones, the Korean Slayer. And we got a cross-map situation here. Vulture is going to be here. Not on his main name, though, so this isn't his main account, so maybe we're not going to see the truest Vulture. But he will be the Zerg in the bottom left, and Mr. 4 drones up here in the top right playing Terran. We have seen a lot of this from Mr. 4 drones. We know what he likes to do. We're going to be able to see if Mr. Vulture can counter it, or maybe Mr. Kokane will try something new. You never know here. We never know. We know his most standard thing is to get the his 3 racks up. No, I don't know if he's talking about the extra tournament. The extra tournament's still going on. And the season's not quite over yet, but he is in the lead. What just happened there? Why can't I? Oh, did I just click his name by accident? What did I do? There we go. So yeah, we're going to see the choke up. I'm trying to pay attention to what they're saying. I'm reading their chat, so I can't read and talk at the same time. The standard stuff for both players going to open up, nothing too crazy here. They're talking like they are old chums. I don't know. I think they're talking about low money players, or the original, like normal StarCraft, not fastest map possible players. Larva, I know he's a pretty go-through player. He's entertaining as well. I've seen him like lean back and use his toes and stuff. He's funny, Mr. Larva, go-through stuff. We got white, yeah, opening up the 3 racks, and we got the teal or purple. Just yeah, they're talking about low money players for sure. I know Bisu, the Legend Protoss player. What a legend. Mini is the worst top Protoss. I haven't paid much attention to the StarCraft scene because I've been doing this my own thing here, know what I'm saying? But I used to watch a lot of GSL and all that stuff. And I used to play StarCraft too, so I used to watch a lot of StarCraft 2 as well, because you always want to learn from the go-toest players, and that is where you see them. I don't... Wait, must have scouted out Mr. Purple here, because he is setting up camp out front of his choke. Looks like he is going to do his standard factory out on the middle of the map and do a nice slow push with the quick vulture, or the quick vessels behind. And Vulture, we are going to probably see him try to get up to Hive as quick as possible to get those Defiler swarms out, and then just hold his choke while also defending off vessels and drops and all of that fun stuff. We do see the 2 gas going down here. Gonna have that delayed academy. Gonna make sure that these Sunkens don't get put up or pushed out too far. Vulture getting pretty greedy with the Sunkens. You don't need too many at the early start, especially if they're not going to go medics. And 4 Drones is famous for not getting medics and going for that early push. So these 2 players are familiar with each other, and they are going to be able to take or get those little advantages in where they can. Sometimes when you're playing against someone you never played before, you are a little bit more defensive than you would be if you know someone's not going to be super pressured, or vice versa. You can be a little bit more defensive if you're playing against a Mamba who you know is going to go all out to kill you. Shout out to Mombro, unretire Mombro, come play in the Invitational. SCW Invitational going to be coming up soon, and your boy Tony G got invited, so maybe we'll be casting some of our own games while we play in it. Oh my goodness, and try to make a little bit of a run in there. Mombro was invited too, and Boxer and Vulture are all representing Extra Sword as well. Mr. Sword was invited too, so we got a couple extra players representing a lot of AV members too. Mr. 4 Drones, the new clan. Lots of AV members. The top 2 current fastest clans right now. Number 1 AV by I think only like 400 points now, and ahead of Extra, who's number 2 right now. There is like a StarCraftWorld.com is also a website, and they have a ladder there where you can look at the top players and top clans and stuff, which is pretty cool. Keeps you motivated to get the couple extra points to push your team ahead. You know what I'm saying? And the Queen's Nest going down with the Spire. So yeah, he's going to actually, looks like he's going to skip the Hydras and go right for guards. We have seen the Koreans do this, and this is actually not the worst thing to do. But the only problem is if they do push quick enough, you might not have enough out in time, or have the guards out in time. It is risky. That one lurker comes out, but then again, White usually has that really good timing where he does have that vessel out right when you have the lurker burrowing, it seems, so that doesn't quite delay his push as much as you would hope. So it's not always worth the investment, but if you can get the Queen's Nest and delay it just enough to get those Defilers, you know you can hold on for dear life, as we've seen before. Mr. Thanks against 4 Drones, where he did hold on with hardly any supply, with just a couple lurkers and Defilers against a 200 army for like a half an hour, until he was able to mass up enough of an army to counter. That was a good game. That was the game 7 of the last StarCraft. That was a New Year tournament. And yeah, we got this push going forward. Not many Sunks left, so not many actually Marines behind. It looks like Mr. 4 Drones wasn't always pumping. Actually, maybe that's quite a few, but he was really focused. This vessel is going to be out. A couple of mutas going to be in here. Going to might go around. Actually, see, that's going to be the problem with the no medics and these Marines not all clumped up together over here. These mutas are going to get massive damage, massive hits on these tanks, and they are going to be able to run back, and these tanks are going to actually push forward into these Sunkens, which can be dangerous stuff. He knows that maybe his time is running a little bit shorter, because if he doesn't get damage done with all of this push, he basically has nothing behind, because these mutas will probably take out all of his production up there. So he knows that this push has to do damage. He is going to keep these Marines together with these tanks, and he's going to take out these last few Sunkens. These Marines are these mutas are trying to clump up. He needs to be micro and to try to take out these Marines as much as he can. There is some lag. I hope that's not me lagging up this game. These mutas are going to go in from the top, so they can't have the maximum DPS. I think he actually might be able to hold on. This micro might be good enough here. This low money goes through Vulture, being able to micro, taking out all of these Marines. Very nicely done. Now that there are no Marines, these tanks are going to go down. Kokane is actually going to leave the game. Beautifully done by Mr. Vulture, skipping and going right into mutas. Very nicely done. Now we're just waiting for one of the observers, Mr. Fowler. I'm going to tell him. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened, but I guess maybe he did AV. Vulture, the #1 player, taking out 4 drones with a very nice muta build. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. You know your boy Tony G is going to do that next time he plays ZVT. He's going to go right into muta and skip the lurkers. And it might not work as good versus not 4 drones, because 4 drones likes to skip those medics, and with Marine medic destroys muta. So actually that was, I think Mr. Vulture did his homework, because that was a perfect timing, perfect counter to do that. That was very nice. Remember when, ooh, excuse me, oh gosh, I don't know who that is. But that's funny. If you got 7-0, that's never good. Alright, we're going to jump into game number 2. Mr. 4 Drones wants a rematch, and he is going to get it. 4 Drones up here in the top right, playing Terran, and in the top middle, we got our boy Xtre-Vulture. Not on his account, because he's like he's #1 right now, so I think he's like an A, and Kokane might not be that high, so he's playing on his lower account. I forget what it's. I think John Wick was his name. I don't know. I don't know his past. But okay. Oh, look at this. Good stuff. We do have a mid build by Vulture. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Oh. Yeah, there's no. He did something wrong where he doesn't have enough minerals to build a barracks. Yeah, I don't know what Purple did. I don't know what Sword saw. We missed something, but Purple did something weird where he doesn't have enough. He should have 2 barracks. The second barracks should be starting right now, but oh, he's gonna go first. Oh, maybe not. I don't know what he's doing right now. He's gonna cancel the refinery. He was going for a refinery. Now he's not gonna for a little bit of refinery. He's gonna throw down a second barracks. Yeah, I guess he can't quite decide what he's doing. Vulture knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to go for the mid build, and he is going to be scouting. He hasn't quite found him yet, but that doesn't matter, because Purple has a really, really weird, strange start. I don't know if he was going to stack attack or what, but yeah, the gateways in the middle of the map are done before the barracks inside of 4 drone space. If I didn't know that he was a Gosu, I would think that he is a Noobzor, because I don't know what exactly he was doing. Maybe he's just trying to make it a little bit more challenging for himself. Maybe he does know that he did something weird, and he's going to throw down a 4th barracks. He is going to get his gas down as well. Usually you don't get the gas this early if you're going for a 4 racks, but I guess because of this weird delayed barrack strategy that maybe he'll have the economy or something for it. Maybe he knows something that I don't. I'm not sure. We're going to see, though, the fastest possible Zealots coming in and the slowest possible, I guess not slowest possible, but one of the most delayed Marines. The SCV is going to see the bad news that, the pylon is being started and Zealots are going to run in. Sword is going to prematurely call the GG. But yeah, I've seen 4 drones hold some pretty big pushes with Terran and versus Protoss and climb himself back. So we cannot count him out yet, despite how bad it is looking for Zealots are gonna come in, no bunkers, just gonna use these SCVs, but that Zealots got right by the SCVs, and they're just going to be able to attack the Marines. The Marines not microing as nicely, but I guess with the DPS of those SCVs, it is able to take them out. Nice stuff, very nice stuff. SCVs and Marines working together to take out these Zealots. Again, see, getting in the path, that's what you want. You want them to block and shield these Marines as much as possible. But he still do need to micro these Marines. The Marines going to get taken out. This cannon does look like it's going to get down. And that is the first step of this cannon push. Once this cannon gets up, you never want a cannon to get up in this situation, but it is pretty far away. But it is at the choke. So if purple or blue does decide to mass more, which it does look like he's going to do, it's going to be good news, because it's the only way Terran can really hold a Protoss this early is if they get their choke established with a couple of bunkers and stuff to just funnel these units in a little bit more. But letting these Marines die for no reason, I think that's what they're laughing at, the Marine micro just all dying there. And yeah, this cannon push is going to continue. Vulture going to throw down his Nexus and start his gas while continuing to pump Zealots out of his 5 gateways. So this is a lot of gateways. 5 is a lot more than the usual 3 or 4 that usually happens in the mid build. Kokane again, not gonna GG. Mr. 4 Drone's going to leave again. Not the greatest performance we've seen from him. His APM still wildly high. So that was interesting. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to what exactly happened. Sword saw it, but I did not see it. I don't know what he did at the beginning there to cause that weird delayed barracks. But yeah, that was a GG. Vulture is going to 2-0 Mr. 4 Drones. I don't know if they're going to rematch or what, but we'll see. We will see. Sometimes you get into this little channel here, and people will just play Chatcraft, where they don't quite play. Oh, actually, you know what else they could play? I'm not even gonna do that because we'll get distracted. We don't need any more distractions. I was gonna do just trivia as well, the trivia bot here, which can always help kill some time when you're waiting for your boys to finish a game or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Mechabo, feels good to do that to Cole. Vulture enjoyed that, beating Mr. 4 Drones 2-0 in a fairly easy fashion, I would say. Maybe Burrito was playing for him. Lots of Smurf. Lots of people smurfing this season. So that is what that means. Burrito was a player who got banned because I'm not exactly sure what happened with him. But okay. Alright, I'm actually gonna look at the okay, because we can't miss that either. See if this chat is working. See if I can connect it somehow. I don't know. Alright, let's try to get a game going. Let's try to Dana White a match here. Somebody play. Somebody play. Go. 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 Okay, Vulture versus Fireboo. The reigning champion Vulture. We're not right now, current champion. The current champion Vulture gonna be taking on Mr. Fireboo. Still not on his tag yet, though. He doesn't want to hurt that pretty old #1 record of his. He's gonna just play on Vulture, not Xtre-Vulture. Oh, he is gonna ask his rank. Oh no, D. So yeah, that's why he's not playing on his A account. You don't want to play an A versus a D because, yeah, you'll lose a lot of points if you lose. You'll lose a lot of points, and you won't get many points. Just kidding. B minus. There, oh, little. He was tricking them. Should I assume? Boxer, are you in the stream right now? Are you gonna play in the invitational? Are you Boxer? Are you Boxer? Type it in the YouTube if you're gonna play in the invitational. All right, yeah, okay. We haven't even done anything. Vulture is going to be Terran, and Mr. Fireboo going to be Protoss. We're going to see a mid-bow, so we're going to see the same thing as last time, but this time Vulture will be in the defensive. And wow, he is going to have his barracks up at the normal time. You'll see his second barracks here start very shortly. Usually you use it with the SCV that built the depot. He'll usually come up here, and it kind of times out nicely. The third one, what I like to do is I like to get this guy to collect, but a little bit farther out so you can see it, because the second he returns it, you can bring him up here, and you should have just enough minerals to build that barracks and get that next SCV in queue right as it's finishing. It's the Gosu little timing, and yeah, it looks like he's not quite going to do that. It looks like he's going to go for the 2 Brax Academy, which is quick fire batch, which is risky business, especially when you're scouted this early, because these zealots are going to be coming in hot. They're going to be coming in hot, and they're going to be coming in quick. I knew Kane got KO'd. I don't know what that means. Mr. Blue. Let's see if he's going to throw down a forge or another gateway. That is the question. It is going to be the forge. It's going to be the 3-gate forge. He's going to try to get a cannon push up. Not quite a kill move. He really needs to get damage done with these cannons if he's going to be doing this. But it's pretty standard. It's pretty standard stuff. Yeah, we're going to see the first bunker come down actually in the low blow down here, because a lot of zealots like to run down here and get into your mineral line. You can see he stacked them all over here to get them nice and protected from this bunker. The first cannon is going to go down. The middle marine is going to scout it while also staying alive. These zealots are going to stay back here, which is, there's always a risk. If you send these zealots in and they don't get the damage done, you know that you're probably going to lose these cannons. But if you can micro them properly, you can take out a lot of marines and you can just win the game. So we'll see how she goes. The bunker going to go down up here, where usually the first bunker goes down. Because, yeah, that can happen. The zealots can continue to pick off SCVs because these marines have to continually micro backwards. Yeah, I think it's time for him to retire. I don't know who they're talking about. These cannons getting closer and closer to this bunker. This bunker is going to get up, but these zealots are going to take it down. Maybe not take it down, actually. It is going to get repaired. The marines are going to load up and maybe push this back. I think these cannons are going to be in range of that, but he probably does have marine range upgrading right there, so maybe he will be able to defend this. He needs to get a couple more SCVs up here to repair, because these cannons are just going to be raining down. He might want to cancel that and actually get a factory up to get some tanks, because it is going to be hard to do. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to hold on here. Never what you want is a bunch of cannons shooting at your barracks. He is gonna get the factory down. He is. I wish I knew what upgrade that was. We'll see if it is range, if these marines in this bunker start attacking or not. Still flashing away, so we know that it is still upgrading. Once it completes, maybe we will see a hold. But these cannons, yeah, the more cannons that go down and the more DPS that goes down, these SCVs are going to have a harder and harder time to repair it. Just buying time for this factory. He needs to get it done. Meanwhile, at home, we do see a gas going down. No core quite yet. He is really focusing on getting more and more damage done with this push. Zealot's going to come in here now to try to take out this Marine. The range did finish, so he was able to take out a couple cannons. Getting a couple messages here. And yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be easy for Red to hold on. He's probably going to be able to get the cannons out. Have to reply to that. And yeah, so yeah, he's going to at least be able to save these barracks. He's going to lift them up behind here, maybe over here, to try to continue his Marine production. These cannons are continuing to push forward. The Marine production has stopped for now, so this isn't the worst time to send these Zealots in, but I guess these Zealots were just waiting for a couple shots from these cannons to go in here. The Zealots now backing off because there is a nice repair still going down on these bunkers. He was prepared to stack attack. Oh no, the bunker does go down. The bunker does go down. The repair sometimes doesn't work, and more Zealots going to come in. We do see Mr. A.S. Savage calling a premature GG, but the stacks can save lives if he can just buy himself time. There is only 3 gateways, so if he is able to take out all these Zealots, he will have enough Marines to hold on. Actually, very nice repair on that bunker. Again, gonna stack repair it, keep this bunker alive. Only 1 cannon now in range. Now we're just waiting for siege mode. You can see it engineering or upgrading right there. You need to keep this tank alive. There we go. Finish. Gonna start picking away. So you can see only 3 Zealots at a time now will be getting down here. And with these very nice bunker placements, he should be able to hold on. This tank might be able to even protect this barracks. He might have to lift and rearrange. He wants to make sure that these don't get into fire, but yeah, very nice. This is a very good hold by Mr. Vulture, managing to not lose focus and not panic too much and just make some good plays. These Zealots in small in numbers but doing damage, actually going to be able to... Oh no, oh, he does save the barracks. 50 HP with a couple clutch repairs here from that SCV. Nicely done. Vulture keeping everything alive. He doesn't want to have to rebuild anything when he's stuck in this little corner. He knows it's going to take a while for these tanks to clear out all these cannons. Back at home, we see the triple going down. The Templar of Archives going to go down. He is... yeah, the premature GG. A little too premature, my man. Because it doesn't look like it's quite yet. Very nice massing, though, from these 3 barracks. He does have quite a few Zealots. Again, up here. These tanks slowly moving forward. No medics quite yet. And yeah, that looks like Red will survive. He does need to get more turrets down because he knows that most likely it's going to be either a Reaver drop or DTs, both which turrets defend nicely against here. These Zealots are going to come in here. These tanks aren't quite covered with all of these Marines down here, so these Zealots might be able to pick off these tanks, and if they are, you can see they're all targeting these tanks. So with these tanks getting killed, that means his cannon, I guess there's only 1 cannon left anywhere. He built a lot of pylons up here. He might actually get supplies stuck if Red's able to take all of these out. Still, or she now, more and more gateways are getting down, and 3 upgrades, so that's actually pretty risky stuff. He's going to have a good mid-game, or a good late game, I guess, but this mid-game is going to be difficult to hold on, even though there isn't much production, but it's non-stop, and he should know that there isn't very much production. I'm not sure if he scouted blue yet, but he is going to move out. He's not even going to waste time killing this. He knows that blue can't possibly have too many units. But he himself doesn't have any. I guess he should know that DTs are possibly coming though too, because moving out can be super risky. But he is going to try it since he isn't on his normal account. I guess he can take that risk if he takes out this pylon that will take out almost half of Mr. Blue's production. Going to take out that forge, but it doesn't really matter because he does have 3 more at home. Cannon's now going to be going down because he knows that this is potential for damage. He doesn't know where he is, but this one Marine is going to come in here and scout it nicely. He's going to get a nice turret up at his choke to make sure these DTs don't get up, and now he's just going to get his economy and all of his production facilities up. DTs coming out, though, right in the Marine's face, right as they come up. No detection. That's going to be a bloodbath. Oh, it took him a couple seconds. Every second that goes by when that's happening is just terrible news. He should have built a bunker. maybe just a one bunker, and he would have been, or not one bunker, one turret somewhere outside of that choke to be able to detect those DTs, knowing that he's not going to have a science facility out for a while. Luckily, he did get that turret up at his choke, so he isn't going to take any more damage from those DTs, but maybe they did do enough for these Zealots to actually be able to break through this choke. You can see with these cannons in his base that Red doesn't have very much now either, that those DTs took out a lot. They killed a lot. They slaughtered all of those Marines one swipe at a time, but he is going to be able to hold on and maybe reestablish his choke before too many more units go down. Very high level stuff here. Mr. Vulture #1 not going to die to an easy peasy cannon push like that. It's going to take something a little extra to take out this monster of Xtre. These guys talking about a lot of weird personal things that I'm trying not to read, but it is distracting on the eyeballs. Mr. Blue now is going to transition into the next phase, which is drops, getting that up for, or the Stargate up for some Corsairs to shield those drops from any kind of turrets. Red going to get a scan down and see exactly where and what Blue is doing. Ooh, he's gonna have to build a lot of bunkers up here, because he does see that those three the three forges spinning means that he's probably gonna focus on a lot of ground units, because that's a lot of minerals and gas invested into upgrades. Just taking out these cannons nice and slowly, still making sure that he doesn't die at his choke. Nice looking choke here. It'd be nice if he finished that barracks. I don't know how that stopped, probably on that one attack there and that last little gobido. And yeah, just both players now going to mass up, try to get into the late game. That is the next stage. I think we, actually I guess maybe we're in a little bit of a mid-game-ish now, because that DT kind of was the end of the early game, I would say. So maybe now we're entering the mid-game right about now, where both players have a pretty good economy, but they don't have all of their weapons quite ready yet. And the first attack going to come in here. You can see the supply is almost 110 more for the Protoss player, and he is going to have the 1-1 upgrades, but we're going to see the power of the choke, if it's going to be powerful enough. No fire bats in these bunkers, which is unfortunate, because if you get fire bats in there, it just kills these bunched up Zealots. I don't think it's going to be GG again here, because there's a lot of bunkers up here, and bunkers are pretty good. They get that's a nice little shell for the Terran units that are a little bit weaker, especially when there's no medics out. But these goons and nice focus firing is doing a lot of damage. He's going to have a non-stop reinforcements with a lot of gateways at home. He might have Vulture. You can see his minerals are skyrocketing out. This was the spot where he was just about to start massing all of his production facilities, but very nice timing here by Mr. Fire, JdXi, Fire Boo, and gonna take out the Pro Vulture. Very nice follow-up from that failed cannon push. I guess it wasn't really failed, because he did get all those cannons up, and he was able to slow down and throw Vulture off enough so he wasn't able to quite spend his money properly and not have the production facilities up in time to defend. We are going to see a re. We are going to see a re. Unless they 2v2 or something, of course. Okay. Oh, Vulture's on his extra name, so now he's gonna play for real, for real. You got the one freebie on the non-extra, but now that he's on Le Extra, now we ain't gonna mess around. Now we ain't gonna mess around. We're going. Where is it? Alright, we're jumping into another game. Ooh, we're getting Bow in here. What up, Bow? Bow gonna join us. in the observer slot. And yeah, alright. Let's see how these two Gosus go. Vulture going to get Zerg. And we got another Terran. Zerg versus Terran. So let's see how she goes. Let's see how she goes. We're probably gonna see a more. Actually, I don't know. We'll see if Vulture goes for his Muta thing again. He skipped Lurkers last time he was in this matchup and went right for Mutas and was able to kill off the Terran army. And then the Terran just left. So we'll see the difference in strategy. These Mr. JdXi is in the same clan as Mr. 4 Drone, so maybe we'll see him do the classic 4 drones push, TVZ push, which is very powerful. And if you're not, if you haven't played against it, it is pretty hard to hold. But Mr. Vulture has played against it many times. He is a veteran of the fastest community, and he is peaking up right now. He's, like I said, the number 1 player ATM, rank 1 of this season, SCW 10. Hey friend, what's going on, JKM? How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Nice to see you again, my friend. Welcome to the stream. We got a rematch here. This is the second game of these two. Mr. JdXi was able to defeat the number 1 Vulture in the last game. Where the Vulture looking for a revenge, he did switch accounts, so he is not messing around no more. He might have been fooling a little bit earlier, but not messing around. And yeah, JdXi, the early game, not much happening. It is pretty standard stuff here in the opens. We're just gonna see the variations coming up. He is going to send out 2 drones this time, so he is afraid of some zealot pressure. Showing that's a sign of respect, throwing down 2 workers when you're not scouted yet. Okay, that's good to hear, my friend. Good to hear. Sunken's completing. Going to deny that scout and going to send these 2 Zerglings out. Now he's confident that there's not going to be a run by. Going to send them out. We do have an academy down here, so it is possible that we see 2 more or 3 more bears get sent down in a possible break. This is a very good position for that build. When you have the non-corner spots, I do like to do that. Try to go for a big medic marine push. It puts your tanks a little bit behind, but it doesn't usually, but it can kill. It's a kill blow attack that if you're not prepared and if it's not scouted for. Like, yeah, if it's not scouted for and then you're not prepared for it, it will kill you. I guess unless you're just a really defensive player anyway. But if you're trying to make a couple shortcuts, that can throw you off. But I guess that's not what it's going to be. We do see a factory going down at his choke and an engineering bay. He is going to do, I guess, a 1 factory tank push with marine medics. He is getting a stim attack, so it's going to be like a little bit of an in-between of the two usual choices. Getting those Marines is always good to get that pressure off. Make sure that those Sunkens don't get pushed out too far. Because that does give Zerg enough time. That's the whole purpose. If you get those Sunkens out long enough, you're going to be able to see that attack, and then you're going to be able to build more Sunkens behind, and they will finish by the time he gets there. So it gives the Zerg a big advantage that to get them a little bit more greedy, because Sunkens do finish really fast, so you can get them up in a hurry. Though these Zerglings are going to sneak by these Marines and see what's going on. He is going to see that another barracks is being added, so the probability of a lot of pressure is going to be very high. You need to get a scout off. He is going to know that it's going to be a stim tank push. So yeah, he's going to react appropriately. He's going to go for lurkers this game instead of just a muta bomb, because Lurkers will make short work of infantry units, especially if you don't have any detection. No Stargate going thrown down either, so doesn't look like he's too worried about the Lurkers, or he maybe just has a plan. You can see, look at that, a ground upgrade going down. Mr. JdXi says that he likes to get the +1 attack upgrade, which goes really good with the stim because the Marines DPS is really good. I told him I like to get the +1 defense because then the Marines take 2 hits even without a medic to kill a Marine, and if you're doing a break like that, it's just pretty helpful IMO. But we'll see how this goes. Not the most sunken colonies, but still quite a few, and it is pushed out quite far. The Lurker upgrade is probably beginning now. Usually you do want to get a couple more gases down, but maybe he does know something that I don't know. He can do it with 1. The command center going down, and now the Stargate, the push just starting now. So this is a pretty late push, but it should be pretty solid. But yeah, you just want to get there though before the hive. And the hive, the Queen's Nest, you can go down. Not quite the Spire down yet. You do want to get that Spire down because you want to get the Scourges out ASAP, because Scourges can counter the drops and the vessels, which are the only other 2 options to kill you other than your choke, which you're usually taking care of. And yeah, the Defilers can usually handle the choke pretty nicely. We're going to see what his plan is for this follow-up, because you know that it's going to happen. You don't usually want to take Zerg into the late game when you're a Terran player. These tanks need to be unsieged and pushing forward. They cannot be slacking. This is not the time to slack, especially when you only have 1 factory pumping tanks. You're not going to have the biggest tank numbers. You can see the Lurker now being complete, getting thrown down, but around his main, he's expecting some kind of drop possibility because this is a weirder push than you're used to. But let's see what these do. A couple medics going in here, which is not going to be good. You want them over here healing all of your Marines. They could have done a lot more, but maybe this push will be strong enough. It was a little bit delayed, a little bit of a weird push. These Lurkers aren't quite at the front. He's not going to have detection. 1 Lurker should be able to push this all back far enough. It does get down, and yeah, it will push this back. They are going to have to wait for this science facility to come out, or this Comstat station to finish upgrading. Very nice. The 1 Lurker out there is going to slow that down by at least a couple more seconds. I don't know. We can't see how long it's going to take to finish, but yeah, he is just waiting for that. And then there is going to be that pressure until the Defilers get out. You have that choice to make more drones to get Sunkens, or to try to make an army to kill this. It's a tight choice. He is going to use that scan to take down another Lurker. 1 more Lurker here. He is spreading them out so they all can't die to 1 scan. Very nice. Now this one is going to have to wait for the vessel. Each time it goes down, it is just buying more and more time. Terran is always going to look for a spot to sneak in to get to that main. They either want to go up or down or kill all the hatcheries. Either one is pretty good. While more units stream in the front, you just want to pressure more and more spots. You want to make sure that the Zerg can't just chill. You constantly do want to pressure. 1 Lurker just chilling there. Pretty much the only unit that Blue has right now. Just Lings, Lurkers, and drones. His plan is really going to depend on this building being produced. Terran pushing in very, very nicely here. Not much Sunkens left, and a very nice army. The 4 barracks, 1 factory push. An interesting little twist on the 4 drones push. I do like it because it does have the medic, so it just does deal with those mutas a little bit more, and it seems to be pushing pretty quickly like the normal one. Usually you win right around the 9-minute mark, and that seems to be the time that this push is going to hit. It is getting into the main. Not what you want. You don't want these tanks in siege mode. Somehow it didn't kill all of them. They are going to survive. That doesn't make. I guess they hit that and it just was the splash damage on that, because I don't understand how that didn't work. Blue is able to save all of his workers though, so if he is able to somehow push this back, he will be actually okay, despite how bad it does look right now. The vessels are out. I don't know if they're going to have eradicate yet, but they will at least be able to deflect the Lurkers if they're not under the swarm. 1 swarm. Oh, a consume. He's waiting for consume now. There we go. Consume is finished. He's going to consume 1 drone. First swarm going to go down. Pretty nice location here. That's going to be able to save the main and also push back these tanks if they can burrow underneath, which they are. The tanks unsieging going to have to move back a little bit, not being able to do any damage to these lurkers under swarm. And then now the Terran is going to have to find a different way, a different spot to go, because Lurker Defiler is going to rain pain on you if you don't have some kind of way to deal with it. He does need to get an Eradicate. An Eradicate right now, all on one side, would do massive damage. There we go. We do see it. No burrow. That did get, how many kills did that get? 4? Only 4 kills, so still pretty good. Well, not pretty good. Very good defense. He needs a couple Scourges out to deal with these vessels, and then he'll be just dandy. He will be able to get his choke back. Very good defense by Mr. Vulture. Oh, another Eradicate, though. He doesn't have burrow. Is he almost pulled? Oh, he was able to pull that out. Very, very nice. Oh, my goodness. That was Gosu. That one, the Eradicated drone moved out for 1 second out of the stack, and he was able to click it before it joined his brethren to kill them all. He does need, there we go, 2 Scourgies coming out now. He is going to move them out, but 1 is going to get picked off. 2 here. He does need to get that more full energy one, but I guess they're both pretty high. He does also need to start pressuring now. There's always this time when you're Zerg where you're like, I can play it safe, because I'm probably going to win. I can build up a big army and then go from there. But then also, if you're observing, like right now, you can see that the Terran player has nothing. If he was to push forward right now, just with these units, he would pretty much have to call him in GG. He would be able to, for sure, take out that choke. He just needs to mass up some lings, I think, just to follow this up, and with some couple Scourge to pick off those vessels, because the vessels are really going to be the only thing that can do damage to these Lurker swarmed units. There we go. First one gonna go down. Yeah, it's gonna be real tough. Very nice push here by Mr. Vulture. Going to be able to capitalize on the damage that he, or be able to capitalize on the good defense that he did have and put on some nice counter pressure. These these defilers are just going to leapfrog these swarms closer and closer to this main rate, and all of these production facilities not going to be good. Only 1 lurker looks like, 1 or 2 lurkers looks like it survived. A lot of them died in that splash damage, but 1 lurker still going to be annoying to deal with. Mutus coming in now too. No, not much anti-air other than these turrets, but those turrets are not mobile, so they are not going to be able to be much help to these Mutos. More and more defilers coming in with lings. Only 6 hatcheries, but that's all you need right now. When you hold that, the Terran is in a tough spot. He is going to really try to push his advantage and kill JdXi. JdXi does not want to give up. He knows that he does have a lot of minerals, and he does have quite a few production facilities up. You never just want to give up, right? Because a couple snipes of the defilers and the tides can turn a couple of Eradicates or a drone kill, right? And everything can change. That is the risk of doing this, but it looks like it's going to be a good job keeping these defilers alive. He does need to burrow these lurkers. A couple manor drones in here. This does happen to me a lot too. I send in all these units and then you forget to burrow some of these lurkers, but there he does. He is going to pay attention to it. Going to continue to take out these production facilities, and you could have $1 zillion, but if you don't have anything to spend it on, it doesn't mean nothing. A couple hatcheries in the main would be funny to see. These tanks continuing to just get smacked down by these Zerglings underneath the swarm, only going to die to the splash damage. A little bit of a lag spike. I thought it was a GG, but it's not. More lings streaming in. We're not building any more hatcheries. He did have a bunch of drones there. It looks like he just sent them to collect minerals. He is probably going to, unfortunately, have to build a couple more hatcheries to finish this game, even though JdXi is on the ropes with hardly anything. But yeah, you need more than 6 hatcheries probably to finish this off. I do like the effort, though, to push it as far as you can with what you had, but it didn't quite work. He didn't have that Korean micro to pick off. I don't know how the Koreans do it. He did. I liked it, but maybe he just pushed a little bit too far forward. And he's actually going to let the Terran go back on offense, which, not what you really want in these spots, especially with a kind of low HP main. You know that eventually the Terran can choke you in and harass you from the ledges with some nuclear launches detected. Teal transitioning into some air, knowing that maybe the next attack will be mass. Oh, don't send them all to mine. Make hatcheries and stuff. Yeah, you don't need any more drones collecting minerals. Maybe collecting gas, but... He does have a lot of defilers and a lot of lurkers here, so I think he's going to be fine. Not much anti-air, though. You do want some anti-air, especially when there is the threat of vessel eradicate. So we'll see how he holds on to this. He is... Oh, yeah, so here we do see the tanks up here starting to hack away at any defense up here, which will also clear a path for these vessels. Gonna send up some anti-air to make sure that the mutants can't pick it off. And actually, JdXi has turned this around pretty nicely from a game that I thought was over to now putting on some pressure of his own and giving it to Mr. Number 1 Seed Vulture here. Getting 8 kills there, which is not bad at all. Not a great spot anymore somehow. Yeah, just got another text that we will ignore and continue on with our game. The lurker swarm is going to hold strong, at least from the front, but there is no detection and there is actually no swarm. So, yeah, Vulture losing focus. Maybe he filled this all up with units and he is going to make sure to clear this out because he knows that that's not going to be fun to deal with later on. Yeah, it looks like it's full of Zerglings. It's going to take out these tanks. I like that a lot. Swarm is going to go down to stop these tanks from doing damage, and we looks like that we're going to transition into maybe a late game here. I do still think that blue is in a winning position, but teal is doing what he can with what he has. He is going to get mass vessel, which is good because you can use that to take out the lurkers and the defilers, and that is the biggest threat to you in this matchup. And yeah, we're going to continue on forward. The upgrades here, 1-1 for the Terran. No upgrades here for the Zerg. The Zerg did really go all in after that defense. And here is we're going to see another push accompanied with Swarm. It can be pretty good. Defiler Lurker is a good combination. It's one of Tony G's favorites, especially in this matchup. And you get a bunch of Scourge too to just take out all of the gas. It is usually what you need. A couple of vessels going to come in here to try to get more economy damage, but Vulture has had a big bank all game long. A massive drop going to come in here. A lot of turrets and Vulture or vessels and everything here. The Lings are going to drop out in a pretty good spot, I guess, to take out some of that stuff, which will annoy the Terran, while more and more lurkers and lings pump in the front. Vulture really supply stuck right now because he sent in a lot of overlords over there. More and more eradicates going down. But yeah, if that would be a lot more effective if Vulture didn't have as big of a bank as he does, but he has a giant bank. Lurkers going down. We need to see a couple swarms from this Mr. Defiler. He doesn't quite have the energy. These lurkers aren't quite as good when they're detected by tanks and vessels, but still he knows that this is doing a good amount of damage, and he's going to continue to stream in units again. JdXi on his heels, but it looks like he is doing quite a bit of damage over here to Blue's economy with a bunch of vessels up here, while also just barely holding on at home. Vulture supply went down a lot because he actually is taking quite a bit damage from these vessels. If JdXi can somehow turn this around, that would be pretty impressive stuff. The biggest thing I would say right now for Vulture is just not having enough Scourges. Scourges, yeah, just like Scourges is what you need. Take them out. Oh, it didn't take him out. It takes 2 Scourges to take out a vessel, but It's definitely worth it, in my opinion, as Zerg, to get a bunch of Scourges. I like to just keep them around, because like you just know that the Terran is going to be tempted to try this all game long, especially in these spots where it's just so much easier to get it off. And every time you don't burrow in time, they're going to get weaker and weaker and weaker, and then those eradicate, they're going to do more and more and more. Vulture now finally having his first economy issues, but he did take care of all that without dying, so he's going to stay alive. Hopefully we see, yeah, we do see more Scourge, but I'd like to see even more than that. If he does scout, he's seeing that it's going to be just tank with vessel. The tank vessel army versus a marine ling. Vulture going to push out again. I feel like each of these pushes is going to do more and more, and eventually he will win this game. But the Terran is not going to give up, and why should he? He is just like a couple more of these little harasses away from really punishing his economy. There we go, a nice quick burrow that time. That's what you want to do. You don't want to let that do any damage to you. All of the defilers, oh no, not getting picked off yet. But all of his supplies, units are getting taken out. And yeah. Eradicate's going down on all of these lurkers. He does need to get that science facility upgrade to make sure that these vessels get even more energy to do even more massacring. Especially if you're going to get this many of them. More and more harassment over here. I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea to just start or to continue to get spores up here, and then just taking out the tanks if they do come here to take them out, and then rebuilding, because JdXi is not going to give up on this dream. Another push out by Teal. Hardly any supply, so this is actually killing Vulture. Vulture just can't collect. It's not like killing all the drones, but it's stopping him from collecting. He does have a lot of defilers though. Oh my goodness, that lurker did go down. He doesn't have any lurkers right now. Teal has a chance to actually turn this game around and possibly win. He does need to push forward though. This is the time, though. He's got to do it if he wants to win before these lurkers get built. If these lurkers get built, I guess there's actually not even that many. He might actually have enough eradicates to take them all out before they do burrow. But yeah, he's got to push forward. He's just not pushing forward. A common problem that we see with Terran players, they don't quite have the map packs to push exactly when they need to. Lurker is going to go down if he eradicates all of them, though. It would be pretty nice. Not many spores here, so these vessels can just push forward. Oh, Vulture. Vulture with a little bit of a Ling counterattack, but it's just not going to kill him. These tanks back here have just been saving his life all game long on each of these counterattacks where we thought that he was going to lose. Pushing forward with now very good positioning. Lots of vessels. Not enough Scourges taking these out, but his gas is running low. He's only been on 3 gas. He's been in a very good position, but he not so much anymore. Pushing forward, gonna get another eradicate down, burrowing down, but not immediately. Going to get more and more kills, weakening that economy. Hardly any gas. Oh no, JdXi with the upset. Is he gonna be able to take out the #1 player after almost dying several times, turning it around? Oh, we might see it. The splash damage actually taking out a lurker there from that evolution chamber. More eradicates going down on the defilers, but still pushing forward. Not quite going up. Oh, all unburrowed there, not collecting. You can see 70 minerals. These lings are pushing forward, though, under the swarm. Are going to be able to take out all these tanks. How many times have we seen this? This is Zerg almost dead, and the Terran just not being able to seal the deal. The Terran is going to move up here. Very nice move. No sunken, just spores up here, and only a couple lings. If he can siege up here and scan, he could do some damage, but these lings are the cracklings, and they are going to do a lot of damage. Not going to be able to... These tanks aren't going to be able to live long enough to take out that main, but do a lot of damage and stop, again, all those drones from collecting. more and more pressure, but the lurkers are now pushed up to the very chokiest of his choke and are going to be able to defend. This is suspenseful. I know, I agree. That was very, very back and forth. Vulture does hold on. He has a Ling up here now patrolling for all of those vessels that have been just harassing him non-stop. More and more, just mass vessel, mass siege tank is his weapon of choice here. Not the worst, because siege tanks destroy everything in the ground, and for the most part, science vessels are eradicate, take out everything else. JdXi, or Vulture, now just really needs to get his economy going. He needs to get more gas down if he's gonna be going into the late game and keep building defilers, because each of these defilers getting taken out is going to be costly. Those 5 SCVs mining gas pissing me off. Oh, AFK there on the gas by the minerals. I'd probably what he's saying. The vessels pushing forward. He does have to get. He's making these into spores to try to stop these vessels from going in and just having free reign on all of his units. I can't believe he's holding on. He's gone this long with only 3 gas. That is absolutely wild. I get 3 gas so early, and then I get more and more gas very, very quickly. But I also never go for that super Gosu Korean attack that he tried to go for. I use those defiler lurkers just to push back my choke and then establish a nice economy and nice hatchery and everything. And then mute a bomb or something, know what I'm saying? But yeah, you gotta Korean it sometimes. If JdXi wasn't in the exact position that he was in, that would have been GG. Tanks moving closer and closer and closer. You don't want these spores getting taken out, because that is what is keeping you alive. Spreading these tanks out is good, because that means more and more swarms are going to have to be used to cover all of this. The tanks moving forward. Oh my goodness, 1 deadly shot taking out 17 kills. He's not going to burrow. Going to take out all of the economy. 22, 17. Oh my goodness, that's all of the drones. Vulture did not pull. He was too busy trying to micro around all of these fronts. Not going to be able to hold on this time, I don't think. I think Teal did it. He spread out just enough. Going to have reinforcements pulling in. Vulture doing what he can with what he has, but I don't think it will be enough. These vessels just pounding in. He just doesn't have enough time to build up that economy. Oh, and he is going to say re, which aka means GG. JdXi doesn't know if this is a trick. He doesn't know if it's... Oh, JdXi is going to say no. Why did he say no? Oh, we're going to see a Y. Why don't you want to re? Oh, I'm done, he says. That is always frustrating when you lose. You want that re. You want his blood. And then he says, I'm done. Oh, my goodness. Quite the comeback from Mr. JdXi. Vulture got a little bit greedy with his want for blood, and it did cost him. Very nice non-stop harassment from Mr. JdXi, not letting Vulture's economy go, let it going for 1 second. Yeah, that was good stuff. Yeah, she's saying he should have just turtled. That's always the thing. They always, usually in that kind of game, you know exactly what you did wrong. He's like, he was in a perfect position, but then he just didn't quite seal the deal. Yeah. Yeah, alright. That was a good little stream. I really thought that those legend players were going to play a lot more 2v2s, and I wanted to catch that because it is rare. Usually, Mr. Legend Evil, aka Pro Evil, everyone jokes that he dodges all the good players, and they just had a really good game there. So I did want to cast that live, and I did. I guess we got 1 game in, but then we just kind of got distracted by a bunch of 2v2s. But yeah, it was some good games. We aren't going to make this stream too long because I am tired and I have to work real early tomorrow. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed those couple games. And yeah, GG, until next time, make sure you subscribe, like, and do all that fun stuff, and later.